work with you to help you understand the impact of short-term events and how to be positioned for the long term. We provide the tools for a disciplined approach to investing. Call 615-907-7056 for an opportunity to discuss your situation. Edward Jones, Making Sense of Investing, member SIPC.
It's the Prentice Allsup Heating and Air Coach's Corner, fueled by Donut Country and McDonald's on 1019 100.5, 1450 WGNSSports.com and Big G TV.
And this portion of the show brought to you by Dr. Automotive, with a cure for your car, professional auto repair and maintenance from ASE certified mechanics and master mechanics. Check them out online at autorepairsmyrna.com. And we have with us this morning Barry Messer, the head coach of the Riverdale Warriors. Barry, I want to start out. Hope your wife is doing great and the whole family.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me on. Thank you for asking. She's doing wonderful. My two kids, Bryce and Sophie, are doing well too.
You know, it's going to be a little different for you because I think you've had that young man with you for 4 years, and so it's a little different take this year, isn't it?
It's been different, because he's, he has been a player in our program for 4 years, and he's gone on and at Trevecca and enjoying his time there, and they're in Jackson, Tennessee, playing Union right now. So he's out doing his thing. It's it's a dad adjustment probably more than it is a son adjustment. But I got my daughter. She's with me. She's a manager. She's a junior. So she's been with me for 3 years. So just refilled the cup there.
Barry, I thought she was really born a Riverdale Warrior, actually, since, birth, basically. She's been...
Well, yeah, both of them were born on the field for the most part. So,
yeah.
And, truth be told, she probably loves baseball as much as anybody in the family.
You got a terrific bunch right there. I want to talk a little Riverdale baseball, and, of course, when we look at the district, I know we're going to tell you, we're going to say it's tough, but it is every year. I mean, there's no difference. They're always got really good teams.
Well, just baseball in Middle Tennessee in general is just a very, very, very highly competitive and, highly sought-after baseball area. So, anybody you play inside of our district or another district in the Middle Tennessee State area, it's going to be a dogfight, and it's going to be a very tough matchup. Every night, every week, every year, it seems like.
Well, let's talk about the Warriors, and you know where I'm going to go with. It always starts with pitching.
Well, it does always start pitching, So I mean, I think you set your foundation on pitching, and I think you work around it. And, I think you base your offense and everything based on what you have on the mound. But we have quite a few guys coming back. We lost a few arms from last year's team, but for the most part, we have some good quality arms coming back. We start with our senior Liam Goodhart, who was our threw in the number one slot last year for us. He's a senior, obviously a hitter too. He's committed to Walter State, signed with Walter State. That's where he's going to play next year. But he's very solid, very solid dude on the mound. Jay Insani is a guy throwing a two slot for us. He's a junior with a lot of experience coming back. He's thrown some good quality innings for us already, and he's going to throw today. We play Bob Jones today. We're in Birmingham. I've been here since Thursday, so today's our last game in this tournament. We'll head home, but Bob Jones, obviously, perennial power in Alabama. He's going to get his opportunity to pitch today with them, and then we have junior Noah Utley, who's thrown 2 games for us already, and he threw against Brentwood and won that game. Then took a tough loss on Thursday. Only gave up 2 runs to Huntsville. We just couldn't score that day, but another good call. But he's thrown well. Another junior, Landon Bird, has really come on strong for us this year. He's threw for us a little bit last year as a sophomore. Sophomore Caleb Rivas, a young guy. He threw yesterday, beat Sparkman in a good win. Another junior, Asher Poe, has thrown a lot of quality innings. Bobby Barnes, a senior. We expect him to throw a little bit. He hasn't thrown yet. James Jones, a senior. He's going to Tennessee Westland. He's a Tennessee Westland sign. He's also an outfielder for us, but he threw some quality innings yesterday against Thompson, Alabama. And then Barrett Cox, a left-hander that's thrown for us. And Hunter Moppin is another sophomore left-hander that threw against Thompson yesterday and kind of held them down for 3 or 4. And then have a freshman, Matthias Goodhart. The Goodhart name is going to continue for another 4 years after Williams gone.
Yeah.
So he's been really good for us. So, that kind of runs down our pitching a little bit for us there.
Sounds like you're fairly deep, and that's always good because you can't have enough. That's the old saying.
We're deep, and we're trying. We've thrown a lot of guys thus far. I think we played 9 guys. I think almost every one of those guys have thrown at some point. So we're using a lot of guys out of the pen and in games, trying to get them some experience before we get into conference play. 1st of April.
I know. Also, you'll have some pitchers that'll be playing positions, which happens a lot in high school. Tell us a little bit about the infield and the catching situation.
Okay, at the infield, we'll start with the senior Davis Wilson. He's been third base for us, so he's been sliding back and forth from second to third. He's a Vol State sign. He's going to go to Vol State next year. He hits in the 2-hole for us, left-handed hitter. So he'll be a third and second. Then we have Noah George, who is a junior for us. He was a starter for us as a sophomore at shortstop. And then Liam Goodhart's our first baseman. And he's over there at first with Thatcher McGill, who's been DHing for us. Thatcher's a Chattanooga State signee. And then Lucas Evanston and Tyson Spinker, both juniors. They both play at first. Then we have Caleb Rivas, like I mentioned before, is a sophomore. He plays third some for us. And then Tyler Dryling, a junior, has been sliding in at second, about half the games for us up to this point.
Now we go to the outfield and tell us a little bit about them.
Outfield, James Jones, again, mentioned him. He's our right fielder. He's, like I said, he's going to Tennessee Westland. And then we have a junior, kind of a new player for our program, Colson Underwood. So he's been kind of anchoring center field, super electric, fast guy. Both those guys, James Jones and Colson, both can really, really run. Left field's kind of been a platoon so far with junior Blake Willow and junior Noah Utley and Bobby Barnes, the seniors, played out there a little bit. Then we also have Elliot Getz, who's a senior that plays a little right, and junior Kel Foden, he plays a little bit of center. And then we have a sophomore, Colin DeGrazia, who's somebody we're really high on. He just has kind of been banged up and kind of got a pulled muscle in his oblique for the first couple weeks of the season. So we're excited to get him back on the field and see what the possibilities there are.
We're talking to Barry Messer, the head coach of the Riverdale Warriors. You mentioned a lot of these guys going to college. I know you, and I think you are just as proud when they get signed by a school in college, just as much as the wins and losses. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think you really take a lot of pride in that.
Well, as I get older, I realize that, I've known it for years, but just, sometimes as you get older, you realize that, nobody really remembers your records.
Yeah.
Nobody really remembers. I don't remember my record for the most part. I'd have to go back and look most of them up. There are certain years I remember most certainly, but, we're trying to produce these young men that, are going to leave our program and go and add value at another program and add value, in the workforce and add value as a husband and add value as a dad. And we want those people, when they leave here, we want them to come back. And when they come back, we want them to be embraced. So, as an alumni, so that's really the enjoyment. That's the excitement. That's the passion and the love that, that I get out of it. I'm more grateful to see alumni in the stands and alumni come in over the Christmas break or the Thanksgiving break than I am, to compete really in any game that I play. Not that I don't enjoy those, but, there's just I think tradition and culture mean a lot, and those things are really what describes it.
I want to, before I let you go, I want to talk. Nobody in Rutherford County, I know there are a few, like Coach Revis, but you really take pride in your Mac does. All of you coaches work hard. Now, a lot of people don't know that, but there's a lot of work to it. You've added some more what I call goodies there to Riverdale, and you got a new scoreboard.
Yeah, we let's don't call it a scoreboard.
Okay.
I'm trying to fight that old school mentality, which I'm just giving you all.
They don't get any older than me, Barry.
Listen, having that same conversation with Limbaugh. He's like, I'm like Limbaugh. It's not a scoreboard anymore. We are in the video board business. We, but no, we have. It's and I've had my feet planted in this community for a long time, and the community, the Riverdale community, the people of Murfreesboro are, they're the ones that make this thing go. My boosters, my parents, my former parents, my alumni, the people that love Riverdale. It's, everything that's kind of gone on over there it's just been a vision, and people have just bought into visions, and they want to see Riverdale succeed. And yes, I feel like we've got a very good venue. I feel like we've got a very good place to call home. And yes, we've added a 27-foot by 17-foot state-of-the-art video board that's, just incredible. It's an experience. I feel like it's not only a game that people can see, but it's an experience that people can experience while they're there. So it's great for the players. It's great for the parents. It's great for, anybody that wants to come out. And, my philosophy's always been, look, let's, however we can make the 4 years here that they're here, a better place and a better opportunity, and, give them the resources they need to be proud, not only while they're here, but when they come back to say, I get that a lot, Coach, why didn't you do that when we were here? Well, I mean, you just can't do it all at one time. So, you're part of the legacy that allowed us to do the next thing. And, that's but I'm not alone. I feel like baseball people in general, and, I think it's moving towards every sport. I feel like people are just taking pride in facilities, and they understand, hey, look, it used to be called an arms race. It's not. It's just, hey, look, we just want good stuff. And,
exactly.
It's not an arms race. I know that's been called that by the media. It's not what it is. It's people are just proud of what they do and where they do it and who they do it with, and that's just the way it comes out. So we're proud of it, and it's not an egotistical proud it's just a proud. So that's just where we're at.
Well, it's a beautiful place to watch a ball game, as is most places in Rutherford County. How's that? I'll make it even everywhere around.
100%. Listen, I can't leave my catchers off. You skip my catchers.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I got to talk about my catchers. We got my catchers that are competing is Jay and Sonny. We talked about junior. We have another junior, Jace McKinney, who's, caught some good innings for us. DH yesterday had a really good day DHing. And then we have a senior, Christian Claus, he's kind of got a little injury right now, so he's down for a week or so. But he's a guy that's committed to play, at Southwest Georgia down in Georgia. So he's another commit. We're looking to get him back on the field. But, we're super blessed. Like I said, I've been in Birmingham since Thursday at a really, highly competitive tournament, and coming home today and then get back in the swing in Middle Tennessee, and hopefully those 40-degree weather that they're calling for don't stick around very long next week.
Yeah, I don't think it will. Hopefully it won't. Barry, I'll let you get back to your boys, and good talking to you, and we'll see you in a few weeks.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me on.
All right. That's Barry Messer, the head coach of the Riverdale Warriors. This portion of the show brought to you by Middle Tennessee Electric, serving our community by providing affordable, reliable, and safe electricity online at MTE.com. That's going to do it for the Prentice Allsup Heating and Air Coaches Corner, but stay tuned. Cougar Corner coming up next.
Rely on the experienced professionals at Prentice Allsup